Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Lim Kopi Fridays with Adrian. I'm Adrian and today we are going to talk about a little experience that I had when I went up to Genting Highlands for a mini gambling trip. It's not exactly a gambling trip, but since we are there, why not? Now the last time when I was there, it was probably more than 10 years ago, and my experience with casino is never really good. It doesn't produce any results at all. 9 out of 10 times I will lose money, and in fact this time I actually give myself an expectation that I would lose up to $100 Singapore dollars and I will stop for the rest of the trip. Now in the past, the $100 will probably last me about close to 1 hour. That's how bad my luck was. But this time around, things started to change. And I'm going to share with you what changed and how and what we can learn from this experience of mine. Now, back in Genting Islands, we were there for 4 days and we initially wanted to go on the first day just to lose the $100 and be prepared to spend the rest of the days eating, shopping, and do other things. To our surprise, when I was there on the first day, I won about $50. Yes, and that was after I lose about $100. So in fact, if I were to calculate the highest winning on that first day, right, it was $150. 150, I lost 100, it became 50. Now on the second day, it kind of like repeated the same pattern. I was up close to about $250 and I lost all the way down to winning $75. Not too bad, because in the past I would probably have lost the whole $100 within the first day. And now after 2 days, I'm up $125. Now guess what? On the third day, we decided to go up again and try our luck. And on the third day, things started to change. I was up close, in total, I was probably up close to $500, including the first 2 days winnings, supposed winnings. And eventually, I lost all of them and I came back with a positive $20. And that was a big lesson learned from me. Now, what can we see from this financial roller coaster of the 3 days while I was there? Number one, now even if you have a bad experience before, even if you have set your own expectations, when things happen for you, your confidence will skyrocket. And it's important for us to recognize this change in emotions and not to be too overconfident when we are confident. It's very easy to fall into that trap though. So the idea is to be aware of it. And the second lesson that we can learn from this is that in fact there were a lot of times that I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. Reasons are, I started seeing signs that my luck is going to turn around. Things are going to turn around for me. And I only recognized that towards the end, after I lost that 2/3 of the total winnings, that I felt that, hey, something is wrong. I better stop and forget about it. And that was why I was still able to come back out with that $50 or $75 on the second day. So the key here is not to fall into the trap of taking every sign as a sign that you may be coming back. Because most of them, in fact, not all of them are actually wrong. They are just there to lure you in even further. If it doesn't happen now, it will lure you in the next time as well. Because all this experience accumulates and it remains in you, and once you have had that experience before, you always feel that you can always come back to it. And number 3, on the third day, I find myself just losing my head because I was up close to $500 and I lost close to about $400, and I thought that okay, maybe I'll just try another time. And I find myself being restless and not paying attention. That for the first 2 days I was quite excited about the noise and the sound of the jackpot machine, but on the last day where I was losing, I just keep pressing the button. So And that's where I realized, oh, I'm only left with $20. I better stop. I wouldn't want to lose even more. So this teaches us that sometimes when things are not in our favor, it's important for us to stay level-headed and to really think through what's best for us at that point of time. To summarize, my trip to Genting Highlands is like a microscopic experience of how we are facing financial stress every day. Sometimes we may have newfound confidence from a low expectations, and that actually swing our emotions around. Now sometimes we may feel overconfident and we started to look out for signs and we started to think that things is working in our favor already. And sometimes we may lose our head chasing after the next thing, after the next shiny object, and over time we may lose track of our expenses, we may lose track of what we really want, and that actually create additional stress for us after some time when we start to look back into our lives. So I hope that this mini experience of mine can help you open up in terms of looking at where you are right now if you're currently facing some of these situations, or where you might be heading towards that you don't really think that you're heading towards, but you are there, and to stop you from diving deeper into situations where you know it's not favorable for you now or for your family now and in the future. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video.